all these houses and boom, 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 boom.
Each bat.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Going different directions, going different places.
Do what?
Where do the bats go? Do they go different areas?
Yeah,
different
they fly all over, you know,
So it's made
because
to
they're
spread out
confused
as
as
much as
to
possible.
where they are, and they go into houses and fly on houses.
When did
and
they
it
do
blows
that?
up.
When did they
Bat
do
bomb.
that? When was that? When did they do
During the
that?
Second World War when we were against fighting Japan.
Wow. I never heard of bat bombs.
Yeah, bat bomb.
Trippy, man. I'm tripping.
And the other one, hey, here's something for you to look up. I don't know if you had already, but you remember I was telling mine yesterday. You remember the tsunami that fucked up Japan and the powerhouses and everything like that? Mm-hmm. Nuclear power plants. Here's a code name for it, and I'll tell you, it's called military SEAL. So right away, the first thing that comes to mind is what? The Navy SEALs.
Right.
Okay. But it's called the Military SEAL Project, right? And what it is these bombs cause tsunamis. These are how powerful it is. And this is what the United States used, because I have film it. You can see the film on your tablet. When they drop the bomb, right? Boom, goes off, upsets the fault line underneath and causes a tsunami. And the idea was why we built it against Japan, and this is only, 8-10 years ago, right? Because it has something to do with fair trade and taxes, because Japan owes us, or we owe them, or whatever, but we retaliated, and the United States was the ones that done it, and it's been proven. And I watched that kid from WikiLeaks, that's doing all the blabbing. And this is what the government is pissed off about because of all the information he released to the Russians, in other countries, because it's open to the public on your laptop, to see what he's done. And if it were me, I'll tell you the God's honest truth, if I ever caught him, he would be killed for treason. Because we are at war with different countries.
I think a lot of
and he's
people would be
blabbing his
killed for
mouth
treason
all
in
over
fact.
to the Afghanistans and everybody else on what we're doing and on new weaponry, and because he was in charge of all of this shit. This kid from New Zealand, that's where he's from.
Interesting.
New Zealand? I thought it was Australia.
No, New Zealand. I
Oh.
did too at first. It's not. It's New Zealand. Unreal. So we are not the founding fathers of whatever. We are a bunch of lying son of a bitches.
Since when is that different? Hasn't that always been the case?
Always.
Since the beginning
I
of
can
time.
tell you a story that'll rot your socks.
Tell me the one about Agamemnon or
know the one I was telling
fucking,
you about
Poobah the First.
No, about the Knights Templars, right?
You like that one?
That story there. I had a little respect for them in the beginning, but the more I read and the more I see, and the more geology I read and I see, I'm 100% for what they did, and I hated them. I hated them because they worked for the Catholic Church, number one. Number two is, I forgot my train of thought.
That's all right. Number 2 reasons why you didn't like them.
And that's why we have Friday the 13th, because the head of the Knights Templar was burned alive on Friday the 13th, 1307. In the year 1307. And with those guys, a lot of them fled to the United States, believe it or not, because they have signs all over this country of where they were. And Christopher Columbus, with his 3 ships, the Mina, Tina, and Maria, and Mo, the fuck else knows what, their sails were cloth, and what did they have on the sails? They had the red crosses of the Knights Templar.
That's where they got the cash. They're working for the CIA.
They made lots of money. They made lots of money for the Pope, and the Pope was the one that says, go out and buy your own land, you can build your own castles, you can hire as many serfs as you want, whatever, and then the Pope got jealous. He says, oh, they're taking too much from the church. And he was the one that set them to death, to have them killed. The Pope. Yeah. And did you know at one time the Pope,
Well, yeah, they're competing or
popes,
something.
pardon me, popes were allowed to marry. We knew that. I mean, that's obvious. But,
Well, bishops too.
Yeah. So, good morning. Very interesting stuff.
Yeah.
And in France, I don't know if it's in Paris, no, maybe it's a little village. They go into the church. How many colonies were in this country when we first started?
Well,
How many
like
colonies? were
one.
13.
Oh yeah,
13
yeah, okay.
colonies, Right. Now we're getting into Illuminati, and we're also getting into what do you call them, Masons? Freemasons. Now let me show you something. This is hot shit. I love it. I love this kind of shit. On this dollar bill, right? On the back. Morning. This pyramid, right?
Yeah.
This pyramid has 13 stones from bottom to top. 13. You say, yeah, what's 13? All right, you go over to this part, count the feathers below the eagle. There's 13 feathers. You go up here, there's 13, what do you call it? All pertaining to the Knights Templar, and you could say the Illuminati,
Right.
because they're all connected to this fucking dollar bill. Every one of them. And I have the film to prove it.
Who's sitting here?
How'd you know 13 was my favorite number?
Chat.
Charlotte.
13. Oh, so anyway, in this Knights
your money?
Templar,
What's your money?
this Knights Templar church in France, they have an eagle sitting on a globe,
They killed the Pope.
right? The same eagle that's on the back of a dollar bill, and underneath the eagle, 1776. What happened in 1776?
The Irish came here.
No, you know what happened then. I ain't telling you.
The War of 1812.
No. Yeah, it's
They
Civil
killed
War.
the Pope. He was in office for 33 days.
Yeah, that Pope
Now,
thing.
here's another thing that they done. Mary Magdalene. Because this had a lot to do with religion too, with the Knights Templars.
Wasn't she gay?
No, come on, listen.
Prosecuted. They all
Every statue you see, Catholic statue of Mary, you know, Virgin Mary and so on, and a lot of these saints and so on, have a number like this. The fingers are this way. The two fingers, and this
Oh,
is an M.
Anti-Spock.
Like that?
Yeah. And what does the M stand for? What letter is that 13. Exactly right.
M is 13?
That's 13.
Hey, that's
Wow.
Now that's heavy duty shit.
Ooh.
How is it 13 again?
it's the 13th.
This way.
From A to M is 13.
Like
Oh, I
this.
see.
Number line.
It's numerology.
It's 13. And every saint has got that. Their fingers
So
like
some
this.
people believe in numerology, some don't.
But the
Some
Illuminati,
people
we
do it
all
one
know,
way,
is
some
up to
people
no
do it
fucking
another.
good.
Aleister Crowley has
What does it
different
mean in
ways.
Italian? It means Satan.
Certain letters are not repetitive.
So it's an Italian word.
I think C
Yeah.
and K
So that means
are
it's
all the
probably
same.
related to something with the Vatican, maybe.
It is. It is related to the Vatican.
A letter
Yes,
or
it
two
is.
out of-
The big bosses.
So you number from 1 to 9. If you're not going to take any.
That's a great
letters
thing.
out,
I don't think
then
they
you
care
go
who we are.
You know, it's
ABC,
ancient
go
history,
9,
but still
and
in
they'll
all, I
take
love
you to
history.
9 twice, and they'll take you to
You know,
8.
they say
And
the people
each of those numbers
whose
represents
face
that
is on the
letter.
money own the
And then you
culture.
can add up all the
Yeah.
letters in your
I think
name.
that's something they
See
just
what they add
say.
up to.
I think
All the
they
codes
just
that we used to
say
do when we were
that
in-
because
Dude,
they
in grammar
want
school,
people
right?
to
Dude, and his
think
name
that.
ended up to
It's
666.
my experience
Like,
that
shit,
whatever
yeah.
they say, they are
Yeah,
saying
I mean, I just-
so that we don't think the alternative, which is actually we own them.
Yeah.
So you never.
We
I'd have to show,
own
I'd have to
them.
show you the film and then watch the
It's all
movie
stars and things,
uh,
people that have the
Da
same
Vinci
thing.
Code.
It says
Now, that there is
what your
3/4 made up, but the other quarter is fact.
So terrible.
The fact that
And
yes,
who's
there's
the one? Who's the one?
there's a place called
Mine
Italy.
happens to be the death
Who's
card
the
in
brains
his book.
behind all of this?
The devil, yeah, the devil.
Movie
But
But
it
an
isn't
producer.
always
artist.
bad,
Who was
though.
the artist's name?
Not necessarily bad.
Da
Oh,
Vinci.
Leonardo della
Leonardo
Padula,
da Vinci.
some
It's
dead
like
dude.
a dichotomy. It's like you're
Yeah, I
wearing
see.
chains. With
Yeah,
the-
Did you know I'm actually better than Da Vinci? Do you know why?
No.
And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
He's dead.
Well, he was.
We know about him.
Yeah.
He never heard of me.
No.
He's
Was it
dead.
Michelangelo?
Da Vinci's dead. He's dead.
Michelangelo or Da Vinci, either one of them, who was held prisoner by the Catholic Church. Who was it? Leonardo? I think it was Leonardo. Of course he was gay. And the priests were the ones
Of
that
course.
made sure he never went out. He was in prison for until the day he died.
For being gay.
He was a free thinker, and that's what happens.
That's what happens. Oh, free thinkers.
Free thinker.
What do you think
No,
he said?
everything that happened, everything that happened
a free
applied to the
twinker.
Catholic Church. And here I am talking to three Catholics.
Am I Catholic?
Of course.
Am I Catholic all of a sudden?
What do you think he said?
I'm gonna get some
He
quiche.
said,
This
of
is a
course
quiche
he was
conversation.
gay.
No, he said free thinker.
He said he was a free thinker.
Yeah.
He said, of course he was gay, and he's a free thinker, so of course he was gay, or
So
something.
I'm
Not,
Free
not because
twinker.
of that.
No, I'm not saying.
But being locked
No,
up
I
as
just
a
said,
prisoner,
of
you
course of
fuck.
that, not because of it.
Get
Of
the-
course of that. Because you said, of course, and I thought that was hilarious. of course he was gay.
Well,
Why?
take the
Because he was an
Spartans.
artiste.
All free thinkers
What about the-
never
what-
reproduce.
What about the Spartans?
What?
The Spartans, right?
What about the Spartans?
Yeah.
What about them?
One out of every two was gay.
No, they weren't. They were forced to
One
be
out of
gay.
every two.
If you want an effective fighting force, you don't want to take men away from their wife and kids being all, woe is me, you sucked me into battle, you fuck, I'd rather be home fucking my wife. So they put a bunch of gays together and they said, wow, this is a great fighting force. They're fighting for each other. They're willing to die for each other because they all love each other. Boom, perfect. They invented that. It's not natural. They did it on purpose for war. For war.
You gotta love the one you're with, right?
Okay,
Love
so
the
when
way
they
you live.
sacked somebody's country, they raped everybody. Men, women, and children. They
Oh, yeah.
raped them all.
It's a party.
It's war.
We're having a party. Who wants to come? Got some bear grease right here.
That's what it is. The god, the whole anointing thing is lubricating the penis head. The king's head is the penis. He's the head of it. King owns every female in his kingdom. He's
Right.
allowed to break every cherry in his kingdom. If you're gonna marry a chick, he gets to break her cherry first.
Talk about a tough job.
It's good to be the king.
New
New rule.
New
I
rule.
get to bang everybody's wife.
You might, yeah, maybe. You wouldn't have a lot of time. Somebody else would have to run everything.
That's all the king does is sit around. New rule.
New rule. New rule. New rule. You heard the thing about how they found out
Gotcha.
that Ted Cruz and Jeb Bush smoked pot when
Ted
they were
Cruz.
younger. Ted Cruz, prime Florida Republican, smoked pot when he was younger. So did Jeb Bush. And as a matter of fact, that brings up two questions, actually. Who would want
Everyone in the National Guard smokes pot 2 weeks out of the month.
No, I'm saying, no, who would want to get high with Ted Cruz? Okay. And the second thing is people don't know that Jeb Bush didn't just smoke pot. He was a dealer.
He's a grower.
He was a dealer, grower, whatever. Anyway, so the thing is that so did Bill Clinton, and so did, George Bush said he wouldn't say, but then Obama smoked weed and he looked great doing it. Okay?
And he still admits it.
He looked great doing it. They have pictures
yeah,
of
he
him
was
smoking
all
it. You see
smooth with it and
He's
shit.
schmoot, very schmoot, this guy. He looked hot. So what I'm saying is that
In his
Obama's
brim.
done all this stuff and now
And
he's
his straw brim and shit.
Right. With an executive order, Obama can pardon everybody that's in jail for weed.
And then they'd assassinate his black ass.
No, he's like that.
The pharmaceuticals would have.
Everybody's calling out for him to get let 80,000 people in jail for weed out. He could do that with an executive order. He's a pot smoker. The last 5 presidents. As a matter of fact, it's not even a big thing anymore. It's not even a big thing anymore that a presidential candidate said he smoked pot.
Yeah.
What? So what? I smoke pot. Yet 80,000 people are in prison.
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm about to make a confession right now, Chris.
Yeah.
At some time in my past, I at one time wore khakis.
In the 80s, I wore a pink shirt that said Rude Dog.
I did not like the way it made me feel, and I will not do it again.
Were they Dockers?
No, they're fucking
pants?
B uniform, man.
Oh, you don't
khakis. No, C uniform.
The class.
B is the green, C is the khakis, A is the dress.
When I was fucking growing up, I wore knickers.
Knickers.
Knickers on.
Yeah, well, this was in the Army.
Yeah,
They were the mosquito-proof canvas motherfucking. They weren't like double knit nothing. These things were made for mosquito attack.
Yeah.
That's what they're for.
Oh, right on, yeah. It holds 2 chickens. That's crazy. Hey, eggs are expensive.
Yeah, was it? They're $5.50 right now at Safeway.
I got this for $125. Check it out.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the new chicken coop.
What are we doing?
Look at this new chicken coop. It just came in the mail.
You sent away for it.
Yeah, it said for a chicken coop in the mail. Yeah.
Bedrock? Bedrock. Yeah.
Chicken coop. Chicken coop.
No, it was only 2x4. How many chickens go in there? 2?
2. Right now, the city has no limit. What are we doing here? Wide. Why is it going? Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go.
Well, I bought it because of the screen.
You'll have fresh ranch.
The raccoons can't rip through it. If it's regular chicken wire, the raccoons will just rip right through. So it's cool because the top opens, that door opens, this whole thing opens, and there's a door on it. So
You also have
You
to
just gotta
remember.
watch the raccoons don't get at them.
You have to remember to put it somewhere where there's a little bit shade.
well, I'm thinking
Don't
right
wanna-
there next to that tree in the fire pit. I might move the fire pit over a little bit. You know, so if I use it, they eat this.
This is outside the
Yeah, but
building.
if that sprinkler breaks, it's going to go there.
Where's it going now?
Well,
Isn't there a drip on there?
no, not that. This one. This one is 360 degrees, so it's going to spray the chicken.
You can
If
move
it
it there.
breaks. No, we're not
A
going
little
to.
shade. Right here would be cool. I just move this over so it's even with the bench.
Yeah, or you can put it right where the bench is.
There you go.
Oh yeah, and then I can put the bench like
You can have a fire, and the chickens can enjoy the fire, and it'll be nice. Talk to
yeah,
them.
they'll be able to see it out the window. Chase one up the tree last night.
You know, you can. Well, you can't really put it there. You can put it on the mound, like under the tree. Yes. Kind of.
It's important that they do get daylight, you know, of some
They
sort.
need daylight, but you shouldn't give them full sun.
No, not full
It's not,
sun.
actually. They got daylight, then they got sun. If you put it right there against the fence, right with barbecue. Well, right, yeah, either right a barbecue, throw the barbecue away. But I would put it right there because there's partial sun there. That would actually be a good spot for
Where
it.
did that barbecue come from?
No, I'm holding it for someone that's never going to come back together. Throw
I
it
took
away.
one of my logs out of the fire.
It probably tastes like chicken. All right, man. Well, have fun.
Right, well, I was gonna move it down this path right here, the garden. Said the chickens will clean out all to the dirt. They'll take the grass out.
He wants to
You
use it
move
as a chicken
they'll take
tractor.
The grass out, you move it, take the grass out, and I can replant this garden.
Oh, yeah. If you want to keep moving it, that's fine. It's right in the sun. I don't know if that's.
A lot of people put wheels.
You can
can do that too. Handles and wheels, so you can just pick it up and roll it around.
Until it gets hot, it's probably going to be fine in the sun.
Well, yeah, but you don't want to have chickens in the full blasting sun. Is it?
No, you put the chicken house, and it would cast a shade, you know, from the little house. Or not, you could put up a piece of plywood too, just next to it.
All right, we're gonna have to set up your camera in the corner and do a time lapse.
Okay.
Figure out where's the best spot.
Yeah, and you're gonna have to, Shy is gonna have to get introduced to chickens.
Put it back. Put it back. You shake. God, I'm playing.
Shy latte. She likes that name. Shy latte. Shy latte. Did you know they make Wi-Fi GoPros? And it's actually, you can get one for cheaper than that. And then,
Okay.
and,
Just get
let's
the
take a
ones-
look at kids. Muffin, are you?
Are
Are
great.
you upset? This is just a puppy. This puppy, no.
She's seventh grade.
No.
The youngest one.
These
And
puppies are okay.
Pick the
Are you a
brand,
crabby old
probably
lady?
smartest in the in a class.
Crabby old lady now?
Never got less than an 8.
Come on. Let's go over here. Come on. Let's go, puppy.
That's
Come on,
neat.
puppy.
Yeah.
Come on. Hey, come on. Oh, you guys are having fun, aren't you? Come here, Poop.
Is that Chris's dog? No, that's not
That's,
Chris's dog, is it?
This what's your name? Oh, my neighbor. Hello, girl. Here we go.
Boy,
Is
what
it a great dog? Look at this. She
Is
made
that,
this little harness on it.
is that what's her face's dog?
So she made that whole thing, huh?
Yeah.
That's pretty neat, actually.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, why buy something? That's the thing.
Well, yeah, I was watching Mythbusters yesterday, right? And it was like, can you really get out? You see that? Can you really get out of jail?
That
with
weird
the-
science. I love
You
it.
see what you watched last night though? It
Yeah.
was the 3 different
Right.
ropes that they made. One was out of hair, one was out of toilet paper, so it's like being able to break out of jail, right?
Yeah.
And
I-
and then the bed sheets
I
to see which ones were going to be like the strongest and
Yeah.
which one if they all worked, you know. And they actually did. They scaled 14 stories with
14
toilet paper.
stories?
Yeah, the
Toilet
actual
paper, no
people.
way.
Well, they had a harness on, right, just in case it didn't work. But the toilet, they all worked. The hair and the toilet paper and the sheets. They all worked.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
the
the
toilet
guys
paper
are
was
amazing.
trapped, though, right? Just twisting a little toilet paper on, so tensile strength, and then they make ropes into it. You know, they
I remember these.
eventually made a
I've
rope.
seen like paper rope or paper strand, like Cecil or something like that. It was like made out of paper. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we all know how strong it is, and I know that was one of the first things when I went to jail, just rolling up a newspaper and how strong it is. You know,
Oh, yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a shiv almost.
You know it.
Yeah, it
They
goes
are.
right to
The
this
tighter
area.
you roll it.
I was like, oh, that's a good little trick to have because you might have just the only thing that's there is a newspaper, right? Just to protect yourself, man.
Yeah.
I think the important part is that she didn't go to the store.
Yeah,
You know, I
exactly.
mean, maybe she bought the material.
No,
or
you're
something.
exactly right, and more people are doing that these days. You know, craft stuff and ways of moving stuff, like Etsy online, right? And all
I don't think
being
that
able to
that's.
move
I don't think
crafts.
it's so much that it's a crafty thing. I think more significantly, it's a thing where we choose where we put our dollars as votes. They're our dollars, and so
True.
Yeah.
so like if we're going to support some, you know, oil industry or something, or we're going to support some, you know, slavery labor or something like that, then we have to make a. How you going to change that without redirecting where you put your money?
Well, how much waste we have in packaging, right?
What was it? What was
To
your
turn that into product.
What was
Yeah.
your inspiration?
Packaging
We're
of the
videotaping.
product, right?
We're making a little
Or
TV
waste
show.
or
Is that
trash.
right?
Oh, sure.
No, it says, Robert, over here.
I think my whole idea
Yeah.
is
What was
all
your
those
inspiration
plastic
for making
bags.
this? was it?
And it's
Atlas?
Making this?
because
Yeah,
of
and,
the
I wanted
and
trials
to-
it
especially
takes to make
especially the harness here, which is very nice.
you know what I mean?
You had a bunch of yarn and you need
Oh,
one
sorry,
made,
halfway
and that's
listening to
the
this.
other way.
Well, I happen to have a lot of yarn, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wanted to take them on a walk, and I didn't have a harness. So I made one.
So you're
Was this
making
the
those
first one you
harnesses?
made, or-
That's a killer idea.
That was the
That's
first
just a
one I
great
made,
idea.
That's the
yeah.
first one you made, really. It was kind of stretchy,
That's
so
nice.
it fits pretty good.
Yeah.
But I mean, the mesh.
And so you're making it for everybody else, so you can get a whole team
That's
of people.
really
to do it?
You
It's
know,
a great
I would
idea.
be
You
more
could probably
interested
make a
in
nice
teaching
belt.
people how
That's
to
what's it.
crochet
There
so
we
they
go.
can do it
There we go.
themselves.
No, and then with it, I think it's a great
Oh, is that
idea.
What do
crochet?
you do, like
Fantastic.
nip one
It
pearl
seems like kind of
too,
a
and-
is macrame
all
like
that
crochet
shit.
too?
It's a great idea.
I think it's related.
It's
I'm
the
not
perfect,
familiar
it's the
with how
perfect material
crochet it
for
is.
comfort, you know,
Yeah.
for the dog and.
Well, that'd be way cool.
Yeah.
I'd be thrilled. You know, there's
Maggie!
I don't know the
Yeah.
fire
No, I did,
dancing.
Petroleum. Petroleum product.
Well, you know, back in
Easy.
the I tell you, all the Safeway stores.
Yeah,
years
there you
ago,
go. There you go.
They
Crochet.
fold
Yeah,
out.
absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
only
We're
place
really
you find
hoping
it
that
now, like in the Midwest,
next
Midwest.
Sunday we can hook up a dance church.
And one of the reasons was
Hot
when they
light
quit
buffet
the
on the
plastic bags that you get in the store to package stuff. You know, it's like now in California you have to bring your own bag or pay for a paper bag.
Yeah.
People that were bringing in their own bags and, you know, the cloth bags from home, or the plastic, you know, the heavy duty ones. We're bringing in cockroaches and stuff. You know, and what was happening,
Well,
because
this
you
is
carried
just a
around
great
your cart
block,
with you,
you know.
and they were getting
It's a block
out.
from
In
my
fact,
And-
that's the
I
problem.
try to really limit my lifestyle.
And I got a feeling that's going to happen here.
I don't know if you
Well,
noticed that.
and I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is.
Hard.
I'm sure it is. That's the downside of that.
That's the great
Yeah.
thing about the neighborhood.
All it
You know,
takes
you're
is
really
that, or
dying for a
just
gallon of milk.
freezing
You
like-
go down.
just cardboard boxes. And,
Yeah. Right, right. Like you go to Costco or something like that, yeah, that was a box.
I hope I don't bug you guys too
Well,
much.
usually bags are better,
You
I
might
guess.
need
No, not
But
at
still,
all.
because they
We
break
go out back
down,
and
you know, insects are always part
sit,
of that.
you know.
I'm going to try to hack at that.
And bacteria, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, all the safe places closed down because back there, like in my neighborhood anyway, it was all minority. You know what I mean? And, a lot of tenements, and a lot of slums, you know.
So we have to shoot this thing up in the tree and then lynch ourselves
Yeah.
up.
Oh, is that what that noise is? I thought somebody was hunting
Ginger.
I was just like, those assholes. Why you got a big on this?
No, I haven't done any shooting yet. I just made the slingshot to do it. I haven't done anything with it.
That's funny.
Sitting out there on my picnic table, a big ass slingshot ready to sling an axle nut up into the tree so we can winch a rope up there and start cutting branches so I can have a garden this year.
Who were the
Because I
first
think
ones?
grows like
You know
5
what
or
I
6
saw?
feet
Maybe
every
you
year.
saw it.
Right over the chicken pen.
I saw it on one of these stations. You know, not the
shit,
news,
I
but
don't know.
It's peak
50,
production.
in the East, you
75
know,
years.
there's like the Chinese, Japanese,
It's
so
been
on,
I've been there
people like that.
37 years. It was
They were the
big when I
first
got
ones to
there.
invent torpedoes.
I had
Now
one
by
just
that
like
I
it
mean,
in my
you're
yard, but
thinking
it
about
fell
a
over.
regular torpedo.
It split right down. See those kinds of trees? They have what they call a
But
three-way
they make
school
these
barn? The school
triangular
barn is
metal
this.
things.
Crotch, okay?
The
A three-way
wings
school
on
barn
it
is like
are
that.
very flat,
Leaves
you
and
know,
shit
and
get
each
down
side
through the
comes
front,
out.
and they run
So-
right down to the
and
center
in
of
the
tree,
middle,
because it's central.
they load it
lignin
with gunpowder.
Yeah, so
Right, they invented
right,
the
and the
gunpowder.
water just
And
sits
they
in
have
that
the
just
fuse.
over
And
50,
they light the
60 years.
fuse,
So
and
the
they
wind
put it in
comes
the
up and
water,
goes bam,
and it
just
has two
splits.
stabilizers on the back, one on each
One-third went to the
side.
front yard, and one-third went to
And
the
when they
backyard,
put it in
and
the water,
one-third
light the fuse,
went over
and
Frank
as soon as
Lucy's
it
house
ignites,
right over there.
it pushes
And,
this
I paid him
object,
$100 and they cleaned
you
it
know,
up.
across the water. It skims across the water and into the side of a boat.
And chopped all up and stacked it.
Boom!
Hauled it all up.
You know, they're so well packed with
Did it in just about
gunpowder.
a week.
It's a fantastic idea.
So what's the name of your dog again?
When did they do
Yeah,
that?
it was
Coda.
like you know,
So that's the good part, right?
how would you explain it?
Coda's the
Like,
good part.
It's
Coda's
inventing
the
the
ending, is where you do the, like the really wind work. Everything in the
kind of
song gets
thing,
resolved.
like,
All
you
the
know,
musical issues just
silly
go.
thing. Like
All
the
that
military
harmonies
when they
come
come out with
together
the bat
because-
bomb. You heard of the bat bomb?
That's the good part, I think.
Okay.
Because now you can have a drink of water.
To get all these bats. Right to start the Second World War with Japan.
All right, well, I got
It's actually when I get,
homework
that's when I
to
can
do.
stop and
Bombs.
scratch my nose.
And at the bottom of the bomb, they have little cages. And
Hey, Winham.
parachute.
Every time.
When they release it on the plane,
Get oil,
goes
grease,
down.
Oh, yeah.
dirt all- whenever you get
Washing
dirt on your
dishes.
hands.
The more the cage,
Hey, Winham.
God, it's
I
real.
hang it.
It's like these. I had
How's it
these.
going?
cage
Okay, I'm
is
gonna
maybe
fuck
10
with you
bats.
guys. Just decided
And
to
on the bats, they have Maria.
Hey, stranger. What's her name?
There's too many Marias in that song.
What's your name, buddy?
Jet ring.
This ring. Where you from?
Oh no. Hollywood, everywhere.
Hollywood. What kind of business you in, man?
Acting.
Acting.
Like a fool.
Yeah? Yeah? Alright. Alright.
You're all fools.
Yeah? Do you ride a horse or something?
I have.
You have.
I've tended to them more than I've ridden.
Ah.
That makes me a ranch hand, not a cowboy.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
we had to keep the cowboys on their horses.
Yeah, my best friend is a hand, actually.
Oh, two of my best friends are hands.
She's on her phone in a tree.
And he's our first place winner.
She's taking selfies of herself above the crowd.
If you are a winner of the competition, stick around afterwards. We're going to have a whole podium shooting, get you your prizes, all the above. First place gets a GoPro, so definitely stick around for that.
GoPros are shit.
And also, winning the Best Faceplant Award from the judges, Kodiak Gregerson. Congrats, Kodiak Gregerson. That's my favorite award. Not the best one.
Should be watching this girl come out of the tree.
I mean, we're going to have to come up with a prize for that, because that's pretty good, I think. We got that. Hopefully our guy Connor got that on film. And a new helmet.
Somebody gave the ladder.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for a snowboard competition. Get your hands together. Let's get everyone excited to come out and snowboard.
You hit it from the side and then you don't hit it head on that way. As soon as you hit from the side and land on top. Yeah, but like.
Did you work there?
Citizen Television.